Hello, everybody. It's a beautiful day here at Messina in the Vineyard District in Brazos County, Texas. And today we're going to be talking about Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, and the various styles of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon. Merrill and I spent a good bit of time in New Zealand last year trying to understand how does that wine taste the way it is. Is it done in the winery or is it done in the vineyard? Well, let's talk about it. Our first wine that we actually stayed in Oyster Bay is Oyster Bay Sauvignon Blanc. Remember now, their season is opposite ours. So in February and March of 20 is when they harvested. This is the 19. So it's a 1-year-old Sauvignon Blanc and a good one. And I can tell you, we really enjoyed it when we were in New Zealand. We were so lucky in New Zealand when we were on the ferry going from the North Island to the South Island. Visitors on the ferry said, "Well, are you going to the Marlborough wine event?" And didn't even know about it. And sure enough, we got tickets. We went to it. Fabulous event. If you get a chance, go to the Marlborough wine event in the South Island of New Zealand. Fabulous wines. 80% of the production of New Zealand is actually Sauvignon Blanc, so you get to taste a lot of Sauvignon Blanc. They're also making Pinot Noir. It's good, not like Sauvignon Blanc. It's got a distinctive flavor, and let's talk about that. When you smell it, you have that gooseberry smell. It's so different than the Sauvignon Blancs that were being made in Sancerre in France and also in California. And as we discovered, it's not produced, that flavor is not produced so much in the winery. It's produced in the vineyard. What they do there is they hedge the vineyards on almost a weekly basis. And what they do is they hedge, they water, they hedge, they water, they hedge, they water. For the last 5 weeks before harvest, they wind up getting sugars that are a little bit lower than most places. And so when you ferment it, it has what used to be called a flaw, and it's called pyrazine. But it's got that distinctive smell, and they've made a style out of it. So now people love New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs because of what used to be a flaw is now a style. So let's taste. Very nice. This is toned down just a little bit because when we were there, we tasted some gooseberry and it felt like the goose is in your teeth. I mean, it was really, really sharp. Now, the next wine we're going to taste is the Ferrari Carano Sauvignon Blanc. Actually, they call it Fume Blanc. And we have a real association with Ferrari Carano because our event planner went there and became their event planner. So we got a fabulous tour of Ferrari Carano, thanks to her. And this is a Fume Blanc. Now, Robert Mondavi is the guy who came up with that name because he wanted Sauvignon Blancs to have a little distinctive characteristic at the Mondavi winery. And what he did is he put the Sauvignon Blanc into oak, surly, which meant that he put the wine, fermented it in fairly neutral barrels, but stirred the lees to give it a little bit of a creamy characteristic. Very different than what you get in New Zealand. So let's smell. You know, you've got kind of a mango-ish papaya kind of character in this one. It's very, very nice. Lovely, lovely wine. A little bit fatter, a little bit richer than the Oyster Bay. Now, both of those wines are 100% Sauvignon Blanc. 100%. So now we're going to move on to Messina. And this one won a gold medal last year in San Francisco. So we're very proud of the vintage. It was the 18. It too is 100% Sauvignon Blanc. Stainless steel fermented, you smell. And this is the Sancerre style. Very round, very rich. We harvested this a little bit later, so it's got a little bit more viscosity, a little bit more alcohol, and as a result, it just has some very mellow smells and flavors. Mm. Just a great bottle of wine. Now you say, what do I have with this? I mean, I tell you, seafood, oysters. We had a flounder the other day, fabulous. I mean, absolutely fabulous. And that's what you can do from this. Now, Semillon is the next wine, and very, very few producers of Semillon in the United States. Yet, it is outproduced world over. Semillon is the third most planted white grape in France. You have Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and then you have Semillon. In white Bordeaux, most of it is Semillon. There's just a bit of Sauvignon Blanc. Semillon provides the fat in the wine. It gives it the body, the richness. If you go a little bit further south and you get into Sauterne, this is the principal grape that goes into making those botrytis Sauternes, because this is very thin-skinned and it has a tendency to become botrytis pretty easily. So let's smell. Ah, beautiful. Mm. Absolutely lovely. In France, they used to plant Semillon and then intersperse a few Sauvignon Blancs. Well, the problem with that was that the Semillon and the Sauvignon Blancs don't harvest at the same time. Now there are distinctive sections of the vineyard that are Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon. So they figured it out that wasn't a good idea. So on behalf of everybody here at Messina Hof, we wish you a very, very good day. God bless.